particularly astonishing about this case is that, according to the uploader, the man who filmed the video was mysteriously killed. The uploader claims that, on the same day, there were 2 men present and one of them was brutally murdered after posting the footage. While this has not been verified, the uploader insists that this actually happened. Take a look at the footage. The 2 men were boating through a marsh late at night when they spotted a massive creature, an enormous dogman-like entity. It was tall, bipedal, covered in fur with a canine head, and appeared extremely muscular. So, did this mysterious video lead to the man's death? The story goes that a woman was filming her husband on a jet ski out on the lake when she heard something behind her. She turned the camera, and to her shock, what appeared to be a werewolf was standing there. The creature then charged toward her, and she ran away as the footage abruptly ended. Fortunately, she managed to escape. The video quickly gained fame in Michigan, and eventually across the USA. Thanks to numerous documentaries on werewolves that featured the footage, it became known worldwide. Take a look, and decide for yourself whether it's a real werewolf or something else. Is this a real werewolf or something else entirely? This particular sighting, however, is even more unusual. It was captured by surveillance cameras in the heart of a city, not in the countryside or on a highway. The werewolf in this footage looks incredibly realistic and was spotted walking through the city center at night. Since the shops were closed and there weren't many people around, this mysterious figure was caught on CCTV without much notice. The store owner who owned the camera released the footage, and no one has been able to identify what this creature is. While some believe it's a werewolf, a few people have suggested it might be someone in a costume. However, when you look at the creature's legs, it's clear this isn't just a person in disguise. Is this a real werewolf or something else entirely? Here's an alleged dogman sighting captured on camera in Georgia. A man was out walking his dog through the Georgia woods when he experienced an encounter he couldn't explain, one that terrified him to the core. As they trekked along a seemingly overgrown trail, they noticed something massive and dark ahead. The dog rushed toward the figure, and the owner hesitated but followed. Suddenly, the creature lunged out right in front of them. Its speed was astonishing, so fast that while Bigfoot remains the most well-known cryptid in Georgia, reports of dogman-like creatures have quietly surfaced over the years, especially in remote backwoods, hunting areas, and rural roads. Could the video I shared be another genuine dogman sighting from Georgia? Let me know in the comments whether you believe in dogman, and if you think this encounter is real. According to the uploader, law enforcement was responding to a call about movement near a deserted property in the area. Upon arriving, they surveyed the scene until they eventually discovered something lurking in the bushes.
Hold the light right there. Sir, you okay? Stay with me. Oh my God. Back up. Move.
Hiding among the foliage is a thin, pale creature. It remains stationary for a few moments before suddenly darting in the opposite direction. Its movements are unnaturally swift, almost impossibly so. Upon closer inspection, it appears to have large eyes, a brown nose, and a face that combines canine and human features. What's particularly unsettling about this incident is that it reportedly occurred just a few miles from the infamous Skinwalker Ranch, one of the most well-known sites in the U.S. for alleged paranormal and UFO activity. This is a rare and highly exclusive photograph of a dogman, rarely seen before. It was brought to attention on April 26, 2025, and originates from Danes Dyke in Bridlington, United Kingdom. The image was captured by cryptid researcher Philip Canella during a hike through the nature reserve, where he encountered this unusual creature. The creature appears as a dark, lanky humanoid with a dome-shaped head. This photograph is considered. While most dogman legends are associated with North America, the UK surprisingly has numerous reports of dogman or werewolf-like creatures, making this sighting plausible. Many viewers in the comments section agreed, suggesting it was a Dogman, a creature said to be half man, half dog, that roams deep within the woods. These entities are believed to be extremely dangerous, and humans are advised to stay away. Numerous reports of encounters with the so-called Dogman have fueled widespread belief in its existence. This footage is arguably the most famous werewolf sighting ever caught on camera. It was filmed in the Grand Rapids area of Michigan, USA, and what makes it so convincing to many is that it was taken long before werewolf legends became widespread. What's particularly unsettling about this incident is that it reportedly occurred just a few miles from the infamous Skinwalker Ranch, one of the most well-known sites in the U.S. for alleged paranormal and UFO activity. The ranch gained notoriety in the 1990s when a farming family reported numerous strange phenomena: glowing lights in the sky, mysterious animal mutilations, strange voices, and sightings of large wolf-like creatures that seemed immune to bullets. In the UK, there's a highway called Wessex Way, which is quite busy, and for years there have been reports of werewolf sightings along the road at night. In 2007, one of these werewolves was reportedly caught on camera. In the footage from a surveillance camera, a creature that resembles a werewolf appears to dash across the road. Some believe it could be another animal, but it remains unidentified. The creature crossed 4 lanes of the highway in just 5 seconds, which means it was moving at an incredibly high speed, too fast to be a deer or bear. Additionally, the footage was captured in an area of the UK where there are very few wild animals, with deer being the only notable ones. Here's a rather rare and perplexing trail cam image captured in southeastern Wisconsin. The photo was taken in September 2020 when a Wisconsin farmer set up a camera to monitor his crops, but quickly wished he hadn't after seeing what it recorded. The image shows a light-colored humanoid figure rushing past the camera at high speed, causing motion blur that slightly distorts its form. The timestamp indicates the photo was taken precisely at 2:43 a.m., deep in the night. This mysterious sighting has sparked much speculation. Some believe it might be an unknown creature. Others suggest it could be a ghost, while some think it might be a person. However, the question remains, why would someone be on rural property in the dead of night, risking potential danger? Upon closer inspection, the figure appears to be wearing something unusual on its head, and its overall appearance seems otherworldly. At the start of 2023, a mysterious video came to public attention. It showed a father and son taking a walk through the woods, simply enjoying nature. Suddenly, the son quickly looked over and noticed something unusual among the trees. The father also turned to see what his son had spotted, and upon realizing it, he quickly grabbed his phone and started recording. Both were understandably alarmed, and the father decided they needed to leave the woods immediately. They hurriedly fled without looking back, unwilling to investigate further. While they thought it might have been just a man, something about the figure felt very strange. Many viewers in the comments section agreed, suggesting it was a Dogman, a creature said to be half man, half dog, that roams deep within the woods. Or is it just werewolf in the car? This incident occurred near Austin, the capital of Texas. In July 1999, waitress Hilda Kelly finished her evening shift at a fast food restaurant, and after getting into her car, set off home along a night road. After a while, the girl saw a person hitchhiking. She stopped, and the stranger jumped into the back seat of her car in an instant. The girl immediately realized that a real werewolf had entered her vehicle. The creature was covered in thick, reddish-gray fur, with fangs protruding from its mouth like a lion's. The girl was so terrified that she almost lost consciousness. Holding herself together, she continued to drive the car. Suddenly, the werewolf said that he was in a hurry, and mentioned that he dreamed of traveling all over America. Throughout this time, the girl tried to hide her fear from the stranger, which she managed to do through distracting conversations. The creature has dark gray skin and appears to be slowly walking across a dry, open field. As you may know, the cryptid known as the Dogman is often described as walking on its hind legs, being a human-dog hybrid with a more humanoid body. However, this particular creature is on all fours. Still, there's definitely something unusual about it. Whatever it is, it's certainly a creature you'd want to avoid confronting. What makes this clip particularly intriguing is its clarity. We can see almost every detail, from its prominent muscles to its unsettling dog-like face.
If only I could see a werewolf with my own eyes at least once,
he thought, turning on his side and falling asleep. He woke up to a terrible roar coming from deep in the woods. The roar did not resemble that of a tiger or a lion. It sounded more like a wail, like the howl of wild dogs. He jumped in surprise and ran to his father's tent. But when he opened the tent, he found no one inside, empty. How could this be? Where could he have gone? He whispered, fear written on his face. The roar repeated, but it was louder than before. It was heart-wrenching like a call. He crouched down, waiting to see the terrible beast. After 15 to 20 seconds, the roar repeated again. It was getting closer and closer. Its speed was astonishing, so fast that while Bigfoot remains the most well-known cryptid in Georgia, reports of dogman-like creatures have quietly surfaced over the years, especially in remote backwoods, hunting areas, and rural roads. Several sightings have been reported in North Georgia, particularly in forested regions like the Blue Ridge Mountains near LJ. Hunters and campers have described seeing large, upright, wolf-like beings peering from the trees or crossing roads late at night. Witnesses often mention their unnaturally swift movement, grace, and the tendency to vanish into the underbrush, which sounds eerily familiar. Interestingly, this footage surfaced over 2 years ago, at a time when AI technology wasn't as advanced as it is today. I'll go ahead and show you the video, and you can decide for yourselves. The short but fairly clear footage depicts a muscular, hairless canine creature. His physique is too robust to be a wolf, coyote, or any typical canine. Let's take a moment to review a brief and somewhat controversial video of the Dogman. I'm sharing this clip because it has been gaining a lot of attention online and has been a topic of recent discussion. Whether it's genuine or fabricated remains uncertain. Many speculate it might be AI generated. Interestingly, this footage surfaced over 2 years ago, at a time when AI technology wasn't as advanced as it is today. What makes this clip particularly intriguing is its clarity. We can see almost every detail, from its prominent muscles to its unsettling dog-like face. I beg you, if you are still reading this, pass on this story as a legend. The letter ended abruptly. My father heard the roar one last time. When he emerged from the cave into the open air, darkness enveloped the forest. He had no idea how much time he had spent searching for his father, but he would still have to face the killer. Amidst the trail in the thick of the woods, he saw 2 bright amber eyes that stared at him before disappearing into the darkness. Since then, my father had not seen this mysterious beast, but I too have heard the roars from deep within the forest. People who do not know what awaits them in the darkness head towards its call. The mystery of the disappearances in these places has been unwrapped. Whether this legend is true or not is for you to decide. Inside the cave, there was a small stream of water flowing down to the lower levels. Soon, the boy reached a dead end. In the dead end, he discovered his father's lifeless body. He was completely mutilated and bloodied. The little boy found a note next to him, which read, "Hello, son. If you are reading this, then I am probably no longer alive. I went to confront the roar of the mysterious beast. Perhaps it was the werewolf I saw 20 years ago. I know that I cannot defeat it, but such is my fate, to die at the hands of the mysterious creature that inhabits these woods."
Where did my father go?
The boy asked himself.
He couldn't have died. He simply couldn't.
With these words, the boy began to pack his things and set off in search of his missing father. A minute later, he discovered a bloody trail on the ground. It resembled a human footprint. The trail led into the dark bushes, behind which flowed a river. My father, having gathered all necessary things, set off in pursuit of an unknown beast. After a few minutes, he finally reached the fabled river. What he saw on the other side left him in shock. On the bank of the river, there was a cave, beside which lay the bloodied belongings of his father. An hour later, my grandfather went to sleep, saying that he was very tired from the day. Apparently,
The search for a suitable place for a night's rest had really worn him out. He prepared for bed, and a few minutes later, he managed to fall asleep. My father stayed alone by the dying fire. He decided that he would stay near this warm and cozy hearth until dawn. He threw a couple of logs into the dying fire. He sat and contemplated all of his grandfather's stories. The most interesting one for him was about the werewolf that his grandfather had encountered in this forest.
Both were unnerved by what they saw, and the father decided they needed to leave the woods immediately. They hurried away without looking back, not wanting to find out more about what they'd encountered. While they initially thought it could have been just a man, something about it seemed very off. Many viewers in the comments speculated that the creature was a Dogman, a half-human, half-dog creature believed to roam deep within the woods. Dogmen are said to be extremely dangerous, and humans are warned to stay away from them. Numerous people have reported encounters with dogmen in the wilderness, leading many to believe in their existence. Many viewers in the comments speculated that the creature was a Dogman, a half-human, half-dog creature believed to roam deep within the woods. A strange video captured public attention. A father and son were out for a walk in the woods, enjoying nature when the son suddenly spotted something unusual among the trees. The father quickly followed his gaze, and upon seeing the same strange sight, he grabbed his phone and started recording as fast as he could. The son pointed towards a figure, a man or creature, hidden in the trees. Both were unnerved by what they saw, and the father decided they needed to leave the woods immediately. When I grew a little older, at the time I was about 13, 14 years old, my father began telling stories that were scarier. When we once again went on a hike to our favorite place in the dark forest, he told me one very interesting and very frightening story. It happened in late autumn, during the heavy autumn rains and the arrival of harsh cold. My father, Sergei Ivanovich, along with his father, Ivan Stepanovich, went to the forest for an overnight stay. That October night was very cold. The temperature had almost dropped to zero, but in the forest there were no strong gusts of wind, and this saved many campers in the woods. According to many experts and werewolf documentaries, it couldn't have been a bear due to the way it moved. So, if you live in Grand Rapids, Michigan, be cautious. A werewolf might be on the loose. The following is a recently leaked video purportedly from the UA County Sheriff's Department. According to the uploader, law enforcement was responding to a call about movement near a deserted property in the area. Father held his breath when he heard rustling in the bushes near his tent. It was him, the one he had heard about in his father's stories. It was the werewolf. This was not a made-up story to scare a little boy. This was a warning from a man who knew that something like this could happen. But how could he have known? This question tormented the little boy, who sat in his tent waiting for a face-to-face encounter with the monster. After a few minutes, everything fell silent. He quietly exited the tent and looked around. It was beginning to dawn outside. He heard the singing of birds and the gentle breeze that softly brushed against his cheeks.